Star Wars! Now look, Star Wars The Last Jedi, without getting into spoilers, what I'll say about the plot is Last Jedi picks up roughly where the cliffhanger of Force Awakens left off, and we basically see Rey coming to Luke Skywalker and being like, teach me the ways of the Jedi, so that she could basically go to the First Order and, save the galaxy. That's all I'm going to give you. That's all I'm going to give you, because good almighty is this movie a lot to unpack. Like, this movie is filled with so much Star Wars lore and meat and characters. Like, look, a lot of people compared The Force Awakens to A New Hope, and a lot of people felt like this was probably going to be the Empire Strikes Back of this new trilogy. And I don't think your thoughts on that statement is completely wrong. In a way, yes, this one is the episode where it really gets to the meat of these characters, and new and old, and underlines a lot of things while also expanding upon old characters like Luke and Leia. And of course, I don't want to spoil any of the great moments, but let me just tell you, this movie does things that you haven't seen done in a Star Wars film. And because of that, that's what makes The Last Jedi so special, so unique, and so exciting, but also so dangerous in a sense. Like, I think majority of people are going to walk out of this movie and they're going to love it. And I like the fact that Rian Johnson was willing to take risk in this movie. And what also I loved about this movie is ever since the moment that The Force Awakens ended, this movie was just blown away with theories and questions and expectations. And I love that Rian Johnson, it felt like he literally sat down, read all of those, and was like, okay, we're going to do something completely different. All my theories and expectations about who Rey is and who Kylo is and who this is and who that is, like, you get answer to a lot of questions, but I bet you they're probably not the answers that you were expecting. And I really like that. It's so great to see a Hollywood blockbuster that not only has the stakes and the emotions and the excitement, but has the unpredictability nature of it. And that's what I liked about The Last Jedi, is a lot of times this movie felt unpredictable. I didn't know what direction it was going. I didn't know what Luke Skywalker was gonna do. I didn't know what Rey or Kylo, the direction that their characters were going in. Sure, not every moment of this movie is great. And while this definitely is a movie where there are parts of this movie that, dare I say, is some of the best parts I've ever seen in a Star Wars film. But in the overall whole of it, this is a little problematic. The pacing is very staggering. It's very all over the place. And I think that has to do with the fact that this is a very busy film. There's so much ground being covered. There's so much going on in this film. And there's so many subplots. And I'll admit, not all the subplots are as interesting as certain ones. The Kylo and Rey and the Luke and Rey and stuff with the Resistance, all that stuff is very fascinating and gripping, and you feel the danger and the threat and everything that's going on. But then there's these other subplots that I will admit, one with Finn and Rose and Poe and Laura Dern's character, that I must admit left me a bit underwhelmed and underimpressed. If you felt like Captain Plasma was underutilized in The Force Awakens, well, she's very well underutilized again in this. She shows up, does her thing, and then she's off again. When I say these issues, at the end of the day, they're so minor in the overall spectrum of everything that's going on. And man, do I love talking with my hand. Also, the character development and the character studies that are going on in this film is just incredible. The evolution of characters like Rey and Kylo and Luke in this film is just incredible to watch. I mean, Luke is still Luke Skywalker, but he's an older, mature, damaged Luke Skywalker. And his evolution and his journey that his character goes on at times generally had me weeping and crying in the theater. Now we have to talk about the late Carrie Fisher, who plays General Leia in this movie. General Leia is, in a sense, the heart of this movie. While there's so much danger lurking around every minute, she, in a sense, is the heart. And while her death does put a little bit of a cloud on that, I want people to know that when they watch this movie, what General Leia does is what General Leia always does. She is that hope. She is that heart for the Resistance and for the galaxy as a whole. And I really thought Rian Johnson did a beautiful job tributing her. Overall, Star Wars The Last Jedi is an exciting, thrilling spectacle of a blockbuster that gives you incredibly deep and rich character development. And this movie blows expectations out of the water and goes in directions you've never seen in a Star Wars film. It's fun, it's exciting, it's funny, it's everything you want in a Star Wars movie. As the score goes, I'm going to give Star Wars The Last Jedi a 4.5 out of 5. So you guys, there you have it. That was my review of Star Wars The Last Jedi. I was such a big fan of this movie, and I can't wait to see it again. So let me know in the comment section below what you think of this movie if you saw it. And until next time, I'm the Slash Movie Reviewer, and you guys have just been slashed.